Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's been a busy video making day. Streaming day, people. Streaming day. So now we're at, instead of coffee and art, we're at some cranberry juice and inktober in the afternoon. So I do want to try to film at least one segment a week showing the inktobers that I do. And so far, this is only October 3rd, so we're only on day 3. I am posting them every day, but I'm not going to be able to make a video every day. But I'm going to try to make at least one a week that's just segmented just into the Inktober. So this was my first page for day 1, the Inktober 2016, and it's got ink and splatter. And I'm using the Dr. Martin's Black Star high carb, which does not leave a shine. And I just squirt a little bit out in my little uh, Chinese ink tray thingy. I don't know what this is, soapstone. It's for like dragging, picking up your ink in a brush or calligraphy pen. I use it for both. And then, so I use that. Some of the other things that I'm using are just hang on, guys, I got to pull it, find it now. I have also the big pit brush pen. I have some couple other pens here. I'm using all kinds of things, guys, but I forgot to pull them out of here. Here's my. So I took them with me to Denise's, even though even stuck in traffic, I'm not that good to ink in the car. But I'm also using my brush pen, Pentel brush pen, Pentel pocket brush pen, just the ink with the brush, and I stuck my brush back in here. So I'll just use whatever size brush depending on how much space I want to cover, and any brush, just whatever brush you want to use. Okay, and then also the got a couple of the Faber Castell Pit pens. These are not the brush pens; they're just pen, like pens, fine tip pens. But use whatever you have. The idea is to do some kind of drawing in ink every day, 31 days. So if you don't know what it is, look up Inktober, hashtag Inktober, Inktober 2016, or go to Mr. Jake Parker, and you can find the yearly challenge. This is the second year I've done it. Okay, so I don't ink near as much as I used to 20 years ago, but I still like to do it occasionally. It's not my medium of choice. Again, I tell you that with watercolor too, but keep all this over here. Oh, and I also do have my white Posca paint pen for if I make a mistake. Now, I'll show you what I mean by a mistake, because that doesn't really bother me, especially when I'm splattering ink. So you're not going to notice anything anyway, but just to show you. So that was day 1. Day 2, this is just another blank sheet. Oh, yeah, I know I left this one in here to show you that all the Inktobers that I'm doing are in a little windowed format with splattered ink. Okay, so now whether I splatter it, drip it, whatever, but there's going to be the bulk of the imagery is going to be inside, and I just made a template. I don't even know where to put it. Anyway, I just made a cardstock template so that all the pages have the same, you know, little window on them. And so there's my like example. All right. Then yesterday this is the one I did. And oh, by the way, this is just a Pin Sketchers 8.5 by 11 Snow White heavyweight sketch paper. It's 70 pound. So it's not like heavy 110 weight cardstock or Bristol or anything like that. It's by B paper. So yeah, that's the book. Okay, so this is the one I did yesterday, and this was a kind of a surprise. Let me take a sip of when I watered down the ink a little bit to make it run, it has a brown undertone to that, which I've never noticed when I've, watered it down. And it may have just been because I don't know, maybe it's because it touched. No, because it didn't touch anything there. But it doesn't show up here. But on the photograph I took of it, you can really tell it has almost a brown watercolor look to where it's watered down. So anyway, it kind of makes it look like he's holding something there. I may have some of them, interacting with pens or pencils or paintbrushes. I don't know. I did start out wanting to do all reptiles and amphibians, which I have a few sketched out already. But I realized that for 31 days, I'm probably going to run out of those unless I just keep like draw a frog in a different position. I could do that a couple times, but I'm not going to want to probably just do 5 frogs, 5 snakes, 5 turtles, an octopus, an alligator, a dinosaur, and then, so I'll probably throw in some other things too. But I think what I am going to do is I'm going to go with the Celtic designs, some kind of Celtic designs within the piece. So again, I just drew out these little Celtic swirls here. And I think I want to do something like that. I've got tons of patterns. I'm not making these patterns up. Hang on, I'll show you. So I've got different books because I used to do calligraphy a lot. And I have different books on, clip art books. You can find them online. You don't have to have the books. I just happen to have them. But all kinds of different Celtic designs, knots, animals, spirals. So one of these, anyway, one of the spirals in here, maybe it's the inside of that one. I don't remember. Anyway, so there's all kinds of designs that I'll take from, including this one here, which shows you actually how to make them all. I'm not getting that intricate, I don't think. I'm not getting this intricate in the designs that I'm putting on my Inktober. But just so that you know, I'm not inventing new Celtic knots. This is not my own design. It's a traditional Celtic knot design. And so what I said is if you want to use like it's almost like a whiteout, okay, the Posca. For instance, one of these here I got too thin. And once you go in with black, there's no erasing, obviously. I mean, I sketch them out in just blue, just sketching them out in a blue pencil. And then I'm going in and inking them and I'm erasing the pencil. But one of these I got really way too thin. So I just went in there and widened it back out and like corrected it with the white Posca. You could probably just do it also with white acrylic paint if you actually had something that you just totally messed up on. But for the most part, I don't really worry about it. It's just kind of like it is what it is. And thanks. You like the addition of the Celtic designs? So I think that's what I'm kind of going to go for. But we'll see. We got 31 days. So this was what I did yesterday. Now today, I think I want to do this turtle. And again, I have a little Celtic, and it's very rough, guys. It's thicker and thinner. It's not proportioned exactly. I'll do the best I can when I'm inking it. But I'm just saying, I think it's actually Jake Parker that says perfection is the enemy of done. Or something to that effect. If you wait till it's perfect, you're not going to get it done. Okay, so I am going to try to zoom in here, guys. And I know it's going to want to flash out because it's going to be white. So let's try to see the best we can with the white. Let me get a card here to focus. Maybe I need to brighten it just, no, I don't know if I need to brighten it or darken it so that you can see. Hopefully this will work. I think once I start inking it, you'll start seeing the detail. Okay, so again, I'm just using a little soapstone. This is what I pour out ink, whatever kind of ink I use. And I know it's going to get lost on here. Let's see. Let's try to put it on maybe here. Whoops. Hang on, guys. Let's try to maybe just put it on a blue. Just something so you can see where, because I have a black table cover. So if you have any questions, put it in caps. If you're watching this on YouTube, the recording, guys, if you're just watching it because you saw hashtag Inktober, thanks for watching. This is a live stream on Ustream. It's a live show with a live chat and mostly live people. So I'm not just talking to myself, I'm talking to a big group of people here. So, all right, so I'm going to just squeeze out a dropper full, and that's usually all I need to start. I don't want it to dry out. It can dry out, so especially under all these lights. And it's going to be hard for you to see the ink, but I am going to turn it this way so I can see it. And it has a slope to it. The little stone has a slope to it, and you can get these at Hobby Lobby. They're usually in the calligraphy, or I don't even know. They're real heavy. And so it's just perfect for having a little spot for your ink. And because it's soapstone, after the ink dries, you can actually peel it out. You can actually peel out the dried ink. Okay? All right, so I think I'm going to start with, let me got all my pens here and my brush. And I'll need a bigger brush than this too to get the background in. Okay. Hang on, it's still upstairs. Okay, I'm still streaming. I'm doing my Inktober. All right, so let's get a nice kind of flip through here. That's going to be too big. I kind of want a medium size angle brush. I really need it. I should get a new flat brush or angle brush. I love angle brushes, but this one's getting a little fluffy. See how flared out those are? I need to see if I have a better one here. Or I might have to use a flat. I love my angle brushes. They're just the best. But I use them and I'm scrub with them and I'm scruffy with them. And I'm rough on my acrylic and ink brushes. Well, let's just pick a few here. Okay, this one's just a little too scruffy. All right. I found a fairly nice. What brand is the ink? It's the Dr. Martin, Dr. P.H. Martin. But I use all kinds of ink, guys. I'll use, here. I'm trying not to bump the camera too much. Let me pull a couple of these things. There's these. My tripod that the camera's on, I have to go around to get to. All right, so you can get this Chinese this ink like this in these big bottles. I use this. I'm sorry, guys, I got my camera swaying now. I'll use all different kind. So, and I got 10 other ones up there on the shelf. Okay, so I don't know if it's considered an acrylic. It's just a waterproof India ink. It's not like there's this kind of ink like the Liquitex. This is like acrylic ink here. This kind. Okay. All right. So this brush might be too big too. Let me go to a little flat one here. Hang on, guys. Might need even a smaller one. If you're just joining us, it's kind of we're a little on the unorganized right now because I've been doing Happy Mail and other projects this morning. And I said, I better squeeze in my Inktober while I'm streaming. So that's what you're seeing here. If you're watching the recording, it's a part of the daily stream. I stream every Monday, most Wednesdays, and the occasional Friday on Ustream. And there's always a link in the description box of how you can find us. And it's free. You just sign up with your email, and there you go. Okay, so let's get crack-a-lack in here. All right, so I'm just going to want the backgrounds here. And I am going to have to turn it to get straight lines. And I am doing a kind of a sketchy border. After I do the border, I go around it and make it purposefully, whoops, I make it purposefully uneven because I'm splattering as well. And sometimes I don't know if I want it drippy, I want it splattery. I just want ink all over the place while when I'm done. I want to add that. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and go, and I hope y'all can see, guys. I know cameras don't like white, flashes out the camera. Sometimes I'll start in the background. Sometimes I'll do the little details first. I'll get a smaller brush if this one isn't going to be nice to me going along the edge of the turtle. If you have any questions, put them in caps. Otherwise, I just want to get crack-a-lacking on this and get her done. See, I can tell there's a flare. There's some little hairs on the brush there. I could get out some nicer brushes that I have put away that I used for other things, but I'm just going to make it work. Don't want to make it like you have to have such special things that you can't do it. I mean, if all you have is a Sharpie marker, just make sure that you put something behind. I should have checked this too. I guess I'm okay. Although I do have it right here. Put something behind your work so that if it does happen to go through, whatever you use, just try it. Just do it. Don't worry about having all kinds of equipment that you're afraid to do anything with. This is not, this is not an expensive pad of sketch paper. Okay, thanks, Lindsay. Yeah, I know the camera wants to flash out on white paper, but all I can really do is just making his leg a little bumpy there. And again, it's just sketched out. Sometime, I do want to do a couple of the pieces where y'all can watch me sketch as well. Although y'all have seen me sketch and draw multiple times. It's not like you've never seen me draw anything. But I mean, I would like to do a couple. Mondays is tough because I have so many other things going on to show you, to actually do the drawings. I don't have them all drawn out, all 31. I've only got a few drawn out. And they're in no particular order. I just have them drawn out so that, like maybe 5, so that I have them ready to ink on a stream. So on some of them, I'll try to draw and ink on a stream. But otherwise, I have a few drawn out. Like I said, I think 5 drawn out. And then the rest I still have to draw. Some I can draw while I'm getting ready to ink, or I'll try to do it a little ahead of time. But I do want to ink one every day. The white, are these Inktober pieces all black and white? I don't think it matters. No, I've seen some people doing in color ink too. I don't think it matters so much as that just that you do something in ink every day for 31 days. Some are more simple than others. Last year I did all kind of aquatic. I did fish and crabs. I even did SpongeBob and Patrick. I did a pier. I did, well, I've shown them all to you, but they're recorded from last year, quite a few of them, and then also flip throughs. It's in my playlist. If you look in last year's playlist, Inktober, I think I will make a new playlist, Inktober 2016, just so I can I think I can just put them in Inktober. I don't know. I don't want anybody to be confused that the last year's Inktober 2015, So I might make a new folder, a new playlist. Okay, so yeah, and the Faber-Castell Pitt pens, again, I've got those here. I've got the smaller ones here. And I'll be using all different ones depending on just whatever I pick up, guys. I have the big Pitt pen, Okay, hang on, guys. My incoming mail froze me for just a second. I have the big pit pen, which if you don't have a brush tip pen, like I have the Pentel pocket brush pen here, that's refillable with cartridges, and this is very soft, very, very soft. Let me just get I mean, it just like flows like this. And you can get a thin line, very tiny, but it's not going to be, unless you practice with the right pressure, the pressure will depend on how hard you push, whether it's thin, thick, thin. It's going to depend on how much pressure you put on the actual brush. And these are refillable, and I got it at Jet Pens, although I'm sure you can get it on Amazon too, but it's the Pentel pocket brush. Again, I've got my white Posca in case I really need to fix something. And then the ink that I'm using right now, anyway, is the Dr. Martin's Black Star Waterproof India ink, and it's the high carb. It's like not shiny, but I don't care personally. I mean, I'll use I'll use any kind of ink here, guys. I'm not that particular about that. You're signing checks to ink pay by Eileen says she's signing checks to pay her bills in ink. Does that count as Inktober? No, but Eileen is doing, I don't know if it's an actual challenge or if Eileen made it up, but she's doing like Digitober. She's doing a digi, and she did like 3 or 4 in the last couple days. So I don't know if she's going to keep up with that, but they're awesome. Eileen does awesome digi work. Okay, so now I'm going to clean my brush, and this is why I have to always keep cleaning my paint water, because I clean my ink brushes in the paint water too. And so at the end of this, I'll have to make sure again and clean out my paintbrush water, because I'm cleaning my brushes with the paint water. Okay, so next, so then I kind of just decide what I'm going to, if I'm going to fill in the knot. And okay, I'm sorry, guys. I keep bumping. I do keep bumping my tripod. So let me read chat for a second. Catch up. You're so funny. So funny. Okay. You made it up. All right, so let's just see here what we want to do. All right, now I want to make sure this is dry. It looks pretty dry, but I don't want to stick my hand in any wet ink. Not that it matters if I'm going to do some splattering and stuff in a little while, but I don't want to drag. Well, maybe I do want to drag some things through. We'll see. I might do a little swoop. I don't know. Okay, so let me get crack-a-lacking because I want to get done within the next 30 minutes. All right, so I think I'll start. I'm going to go ahead and take a medium. I'm going to take my medium pit pen here. Hope y'all can see, guys. If y'all need me to, I can try to zoom in another one. But right now, all right, so the next thing I'm going to do, let's turn it maybe. I'm going to outline my Celtic knot. All right, did I mess up this pen the other day? Let me test it. Oh, there it goes. Maybe I'll get a small one anyway. I'm tough on my pens because I'll pick them up and use them for what they're not intended for. So I'm just going to sharpen the edges here. I said I was going to do quiet Inktobers. That's pretty hard for me to do. Okay. So I'm just going to if you hear me going, I'll tell you the same thing that I tell Hubster. I'm not moaning. I'm holding my breath. You have to watch, you do have to be kind of careful when these overlapping, like this one here is crooked. Let me do this. I'm going to fix it on the fly because it's crooked. If y'all are tweeting me, guys, I don't answer tweets when I'm streaming, but I'll get to it afterward. But just know I'm not ignoring you, but sorta am ignoring you. You're welcome, Lindsay. Go clutch your pearls. And I'm having to turn it so that I can keep everything smooth, guys. So again, I've already sketched this particular one out so that I could ink it for you guys. Okay, again, this needs to go, it got a little crooked in my sketch, but I can see where I need it to go. So I'm just correcting it there. And this goes this way. This comes around. So I got that a little thin. I think what I'll do is I'll make this a little thinner. And I'll thin this side out here. Kind of fill that in. That one's a little crooked. Okay. Now I want to, behind him there needs to be black. Oh, now this needs to come out like that. There we go. And then, well, no, that could actually stay that way. Okay, so I put a little dot there. Let me fix that. Correct that a little. Yeah, I'm still here, Sarah. Not for long. I just want to finish up my Inktober. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my Pentel brush pen. Where to go? To fill this bit in. So just because I don't want to get my ink out yet. Again. Just going to fill that in. I want it to almost look like it's attached to them in some form. I don't know. And then again, all right, so like that. Kind of just want it attached to them, but I'm thinking I might do, I've already put a line there, but I can fix it. I think I'm going to bring this down and make it look like it's attached to him. Like that. Actually, this could come around here. I'd have to really white that out, though. That might be too much to try to white out. A solid black like that's kind of hard. You can take, you can white out like a little line or something, but to try to white out a big, like that much, probably need to actually paint that out and not just try to use, you know, that. So let's just go for that for now. And this little bit right there kind of messed up. There, okay. Now let me fill that in. Let me get the thicker, this medium, yeah. All right, so I want to start coloring in. I'm going to try to stay out of your way so you can see a little bit. I know I'm not very zoomed in, guys. Maybe the next one will zoom in a little more. I've been streaming since 8:15. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 7 hours. And I had yet to do my Inktober. So I have to do my Inktober no matter what, even if I stream 7 hours. We got to squeeze in our Inktober. Yeah, I had to do it yesterday after I got done coming through Atlanta traffic. We had the Braves final game, at Turner Field, and then we had the Falcons in town, and there's all kinds of county fairs going on. And where I live, there's always traffic, but I came home, made a meatloaf, and then did my Inktober for yesterday. Jean streams at 4, guys. That's a little less than an hour. Hopefully, if I don't get done by 4, guys, go ahead and go over to Jean's if you want. I'm going to just stay here and finish this, although I plan on having it done within the next 30 minutes, hopefully. I'm trying not to spend more than an hour on each day's Inktober, just because, I have so much other art to do. But I enjoy the challenge of Inktober because I don't ink that much. I just don't do that much inking. I mean, you'll see me do the occasional calligraphy, and I used to do calligraphy like a lot, but I don't anymore. So I like the challenge of doing Inktober. So I think I messed up that knot right there. And I still see my sketchy lines, which I'll go in there and erase after I'm done. All right, let's see here. So since I made this up to attach to him, okay, this goes this way. Let me fix my lines a little thicker. So it's just a little bit of a challenge that I put for myself to do it every year now. See, that needs some black right in there because that crosses over that. All right, I'm going to leave it for now. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm going to leave that for a minute. Let it sit. And again, don't erase anything. To either hit it with a heat gun or let it dry, because you try to erase anything while it's wet, and it's going to be bad news. Okay, I want that to cross over, that to cross over. Again, it's just a sketched out little thing. All right, so let me go ahead and start on the tweedle. Thanks everybody for hanging out. All right, so I think now I want to at least start with a thin line, just to get it kind of, I don't want to say outlined, but yeah. I want to get the main thing. So I'm going to have him start with the eye. I always like to start with the eye. And I just kind of start, I want it to be kind of not, I don't want it to be, I don't say I don't want it perfect. But for instance, I showed y'all, let me make some room over here. Can't move anything over. Like around the edge, I want it to be like hand drawn with kind of sketchy lines. Now that one needs to be a little thicker right on the border. But I want them to look like free-formed, sketchy outlines, not neat ruler-like. I want them, if I have to, I'll even make them on purpose a little not perfect. See, I want them to be sketchy lines around that border. And I'm doing that on all of them because I like that look. I just want it to be that way. All right, so let's go back to the turtle. All right, so first I'm going to get the main lines in, and I'll start shading. Y'all here? We're good? So I just want to get the, just kind of, I want it real sketchy, like I said. That's the style I'm going for. Then I'll go in and fill in areas that I want darker or more shaded with cross hatching. Are y'all here, guys? I don't know if my chat's scrolling. I don't know. Just kind of finding some get our little turtle. I'm just getting him sort of based in. And I got all his little bumpy skin here. I'm just going to do some little Okay, thanks guys. Sometimes I don't know if chat's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And again, I'm sort of going by some of my sketch lines, but I'm not worried about it if I do it not exactly, because I'm going to erase the sketchy lines. They're just there like, you know, to kind of a guideline. I mean, I'm over exaggerating his bumpiness too. And I'm trying to have each one have something come off the page, like his little claws here. I wish my fan was blowing on me. Where is it? Let me fix it. Oh, I don't want it blowing so much it's going to blow my camera around. There we go. All right, let's go probably back with the brush pen because I can do that quicker. I want to go around like each one of these bumps just a little. Okay, wait a minute. I see a little hair. One little hair. And then I want around the toenails. There's a little claw there. I want that to be shadowed in there like they're set in. They're set in. I got your giveaway of ATCs. Thank you. That's my first Happy Mail. Oh, good, Pixie Cora. me check up on chat real quick. Oh, good. Okay. Yay. Yay for Happy Mail. All right. So let's see here. I want his eye. Let's go back to the medium here. I think I want his eye to be a little less. I mean, I want it to be squinty, but I want it to be a little bit of personality in there too. So let's see. What do I like? I like that way. I can always go back and put in a highlight. I'm not averse to throwing in a white highlight on anything. Okay, so do I want him to have squiggly skin? I'm trying to decide if I want him to be like, I want him to look textury. This is going to be shadowed down up in here. Let me go ahead and go back to my brush pen. And again, I could go back to the brush, the ink in the brush if I wanted, just a brush, a paintbrush. But I think I'm going to go ahead and let's ink this up here along the edge. I want it real dark up under here. And I'm going to want it dark up under his, let's see, up under his shell. A little bit like that, I think. I'm just going to have this might be a part of another shell thing. Now let's go a little dark there too. We'll start with that. Now I want to decide if I want him to be, you know what, I think I want some more shadows on here too. I'm going to go ahead and shadow this creases in. I'm just deciding as I go, guys, how I want this to be. Okay, got that. Okay. So I think I want a few darker and thicker and thin lines to make him look really wrinkled. But then I also want his skin to look textury. So I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to try that. We'll see what happens, guys. I'm winging this. I think I want him to look kind of like, here, let's just do it. Let's just go for it. I don't know if it has to be the whole thing or just enough to indicate that he's textury. You know? Almost like when you draw Spanish moss. Well, almost like how I draw Spanish moss. But he's just like textures. Maybe some little darker spotty areas. This can be tricky. You were wondering about the legs? Oh. Well, I still got to do his hand and his claw and everything. And I'm going to go in here and, probably do a little bit more something. I don't know. I'm kind of liking it like that. We'll see. Right now I'm just doing his neck. This will be part of his shell, like he's coming out of his shell there. This actually could have some more lines in it, maybe. Let's do a few more lines. I just like that sketchy kind of look. All right, so let me just work on this for a minute. I can probably sort of read chat while I'm doing this. And you can see all the lines that are still, the sketch lines that are still in my crooked Celtic knot. But we're going for it, guys. We're just doing it. Sorry, I'm not moaning. I'm holding my breath. Inking is something I still hold my breath when I'm inking in calligraphy or inking. It's just because you got one shot at it, so you kind of. All right, so I want that kind of set in there like that's growing out of him. A little bit of a. Thanks everybody for hanging out all day. Been here since 8:30 with all kinds of things going on, which I love. I love my Monday streaming all day long. You know, love hanging out with you guys. All right, so let's see if we can do just a little bit of swirly something to indicate a shadow under his face there. Let me do a test in my chat though. I think it froze. There it goes. All right, so let's see here. Still a little. Can almost make him like a little smile. I don't know, guys. Maybe chat froze and I don't know it. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Hey, little P. Yeah, sometimes it's hard, because it does freeze sometimes. And I think, let me just see about shading. I'm just going to do a little bit of cross hatching and around his eye here. Maybe a little on the top of his head. And then I want him to have more, let's do a little bit of cross hatching under here to give him a little bit of shading. And some more little swirls in there. A few little extra darkened dots. Because we want him to look lumpy, bumpy, and textured. You know what I mean, Vern? Okay. A little bit more shady on his eye, I think. I just sat my feet up the whole day. Good, Bunny. But I said I just sat with my feet up the whole day. Well, I hope you had a sketchbook or something in your lap, Miss Bunny. Miss Heather. All right, so now I want to, I think I want to do a little bit of zigzaggy, some kind of design pattern on his shell here. A little something there, and then shadow can do some cross hatching and lighten it up from those lines right there, but still have it darker under there. Just talking out loud, guys. Just kind of talking out loud how I want to do this. Same thing for under his shell here. I think I want this darker, and then have maybe a little shadow. Over on this side. I actually think I want to darken that. do a little cross hatching and lighten it and darken it. This side I want darker, of course. He's under his body over there. Gotta have some contrast too. I want some light areas. You know, I'm gonna go around the shells here, but you need to keep some light areas too. If you have that nice contrast, it just makes it more dramatic if you have a nice contrast. And I got to decide what kind of splattery or what I want to do, because I want to do that for every one of them. I want to have some kind of a dramatic splash. Some kind of a dramatic splash with each piece, along with the Celtic knots. Okay, let's go back to the brush pen because I want to thicken this up. I think I'll just color the whole thing in. That'll be nice and dramatic there. And again, I have to erase my blue pencil sketch. All right, so now I want to go around each one of these though. Like you can almost see another design in there. Like that. I want that to look like it's in the shell, so we'll come around that. All right, and then his little foot, same kind of thing. I want some little sketchy kind of toes, and I'll give a little shadow under the foot there on one side of the little toes. Let's do a little bit of. I want to keep it light because it's a nice contrast right there. But I am going to just put a little bit of cross hatching right at the base of his little foot, or at the top of his little foot there. Then maybe we'll put some little dots, like some little texture. Okay, it needs a few more more dramatic dark areas. Let's go ahead and put those in here. So I'm going to splatter some too, or something. Let's see if I want a white highlight in his little eye. Yeah, I do. All right. Okay. So now let me see. Let me get my Ticonderoga black pencil and see with the good eraser somewhere in here, and see if I can get rid of some of these pencil lines now that I'm pretty sure that the ink is dry. And if I can't get rid of, if I have a little extra black mark or something, I'll just go in there with where's my brush? I'll just go in there with, oops, sorry guys. my Posca and fix it. He's a cute little turtle. Because I can see a couple little black marks. I think I smeared some ink. So I'll just fix that real quick. That's good. All right. Now, I think that's dry. So let me go ahead and erase my blue pencil wherever I see any of my sketch on the toenails. I want to do this before I put any splatters on it because the splatters can take a long time to dry, like even overnight. And I want to be able to erase my pencil lines before I splatter because it can take a long time. All right, let's see. Do I have any more pencil lines? Just a couple. I pretty much went over them pretty well. I'm not seeing too many. Okay. I think that's pretty good. I mean, I'm liking him. He needs just a little bit more of a little lip there. There, I like that better. All right, so now I have to decide. First off, let me sign it. I'll sign it right here. I'm signing it in different places, but I'm just signing it by the date will tell you what day it is. So like today is 10.3.2016. And now I got a splatter. All right, let me fix this claw here. I actually see a little bit of blue still. Let me fix that shadow just a little. Actually got that a little thick. Let me thin that line out just a little. There we go. I like that better. Thanks, guys. Now I have to decide what kind of splash, splatter, swoop I want to do. And let me back out because so you can see the whole thing. And this is where you only get one shot. Let me focus my card. I don't know if I want to do a swoop, a drip, oh, I do want to do a little bit of splatter. So let me go ahead and get my brush that's fluffy. I need a fluffy brush because you want it nice and soft so that the ink will fling, fling, fling. You want a soft brush. And I'm just going to get the whatever ink's left over here in my little tray. Let's move my brush. I don't want to get ink on this. I've done that before, guys. I've splattered ink, got ink in my horsehair brush here, and went fling. Although that might be a swoop. That might be a cool thing. Maybe I should get out a fan brush and swoop. All right, so first I'm going to splatter. Then I have to decide if I want to swoop. It might be a cool thing to have a fan brush swoop. Because I like a lot of black spots like this. You know, I have some of those. But I also am thinking I need a swoop or something. I don't know. Maybe I just kind of like that. That's kind of nice. But I think it needs something under here too. Like maybe right under his toenail. See, I thought about having them all holding something. Like holding some kind of a brush or, you know, something. Just to have it something different. Do a little bit more splotting right there. I think it needs a little bit thicker line over here to make it balance out. Decisions, decisions. I think what I'll do, let me hit this with the heat gun. I think I'm going to outline those splotches. I just want different kind of splotches, different kind of things, every one. And I think I need a little bit of, I want a little bit of splotches up here in the, because I want it to carry through. So I want a little bit on the, there. All right, now let me get my small brush here. And I think I'm just going to outline them in kind of a sketchy, kind of odd way. Kind of like that. You like it? Okay, guys, thanks. So it only took about an hour, maybe. It only took about an hour. And again, I had already had them sketched out. So the inking part took an hour. If I do some filming of a day, I'll do one where I'll draw and everything. You know, draw and ink it. So I think I'll just leave it at that. So guys, we have about 20 minutes till Jean comes on. So I think I'll go ahead and I'll photograph this, upload it to YouTube. Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag Inktober. Hashtag Inktober 2016. And then I'm going to take pictures of some of the Happy Mail and I'll put that up later as well. So yeah, so be looking for that sometime later this evening. Aw, thanks, guys. Thanks, Bunny. And guys, put Jean, if you want to put your stream link in right now, or Bunny, put your Ustream link. Y'all feel free to put links in anytime. I let y'all share open links, of course. You know, we know what we mean when we say we can share. We don't mean anything. You know, don't be spamming any porn or anything. But yeah, I want to be careful where I set my hand because this is still wet. I was watching your iPad in the kitchen, but my battery died. Okay, guys. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Again, I'm doing kind of Celtic or creatures with a Celtic flair. I don't know. I'm not really naming them. I'm just posting one a day. So we'll see what we get. Frogs, dinosaurs, snakes, snails, whatever. Whatever. So, yeah, put your links in because when I leave, I shut links off, guys. Okay. Any questions or anything? Thanks, everybody, for being here. I'll probably do a giveaway on next Wednesday, this Wednesday, rather. You know, as long as I stream, everything goes well and everything, I'll probably do, I probably will give away the gel pens. Let me make a note of that. Wednesday, you get a pen that writes just regular. Do I have just a regular? Here's a Sharpie. We'll probably do for Wednesday gel pen giveaway. That's a plan, okay? All right, guys. Thanks for being here watching my Inktober, and you know, hopefully the lighting and everything y'all could see. Let me hold it up a little so you can kind of see a little bit better. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you at Jean's. All right, guys.